Namaste and welcome to my channel Astrology with Pari. Today we are going to clear one of the biggest confusions in astrology. When making predictions for the planetary transits, should we look at the sun sign or the moon sign? That is the Lagna or the Rasi. So that is the topic in question now. Recently, you must have seen a lot of astrology transit related videos that say Libra people have to be careful, Aries people have to be careful, and the Pisces people are getting into intense sati, all those stuffs, right? These are the results of transits of major yearly planets Jupiter, Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu, which have happened pretty much this year, that is 2025. Some astrologers give predictions based on the Lagna, and some astrologers they take the predictions based on the moon sign, that is Rasi. In Vedic astrology, which is what we follow in India, it is actually the moon sign that gives accurate results when it comes to transits. And I'll explain why with simple logic and examples. So stay tuned till the end. Your sun sign is based on your date of birth. It shows your soul, your personality, your ego, self-esteem, and the long-term purpose. For example, if you were born between August 23 and September 22, your ascendant will be Virgo. This we call it as the sun sign. However, your moon sign is where the moon was placed at the time of your birth. It changes every 2 days. And so it is very specific and personal. Your moon sign represents your mind, emotions, and day-to-day experiences. So that's why Vedic astrology considers the moon sign more accurate for the transit predictions, because planets affect your mental and emotional state first, then gradually your external life. For example, Saturn moving over your moon sign, that is called sati. It brings more impact than if the same Saturn simply transits over your Lagna. It's because your moon is your mind, that is the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you respond to a particular life situation. Now, let me tell you why moon sign is more reliable for transitory predictions. In Vedic astrology, when we say transit, we are talking about how planets are currently moving through the 12 signs and how they are affecting your birth chart on a whole. Let's say your moon is in Taurus. If Mars transits Taurus, you may feel somewhat aggressive, energetic, sometimes impatient, and you may even get short-tempered. That's because the Mars's influence is reflecting on your mind. But if your Lagna is Taurus, supposing that your Lagna is Taurus, the impact is there. If the same Mars is transiting over your Lagna, the impact will be there, but it's not felt as deeply in your emotions or behavior. So also, most of your life decisions are based on how you feel, right? The stress level you're carrying, the joy you're expressing, the fear you're undergoing, the peace of mind, the calmness of mind, what you're feeling, all these are mind-based experiences. So if the moon is disturbed during a transit, your whole life experience changes. So that's why the daily, weekly, and the monthly horoscopes in Indian astrology are made from the moon sign. Even the Dasha system, which tells us the life events, works closely with the moon's position. So remember, the moon shows your emotional environment, and the transit predictions based on the moon sign reflect what you're likely to actually go through mentally and emotionally. Now, I'm not saying the ascendant or the Lagna is useless. The transits over your Lagna can be pretty much useful on a very broad spectrum, and the external predictions. For example, it might show a change in your attitude or your habits, or it might touch upon your ego, the self-esteem, etc. But even then, it's used in coordination with your full chart, especially the moon. So the sun sign predictions are more generic in nature. They can give you external highlights, but the moon sign predictions reflect your personal experiences. Let me give you a quick practical example. Imagine a Gemini ascendant person with moon in Scorpio. Okay, if Saturn transits Scorpio, that person may feel mentally heavy. He might face a lot of challenges. He might experience some emotional setbacks or even some health issues. But if you look at Gemini Lagna, when the same Saturn transits over the Lagna, the prediction may say change in the character or behavior. Now, both are valid, but the moon based prediction shows that what they are feeling inside, and that decides how they'll actually respond. Let us take one more example. During a Mercury retrograde, moon sign predictions show how your mind and relationships will actually behave. Sun sign may show some impact, but not as precise as the moon sign situation. This is why most accurate astrologers and experienced astrologers, they give predictions from the moon sign first, and then they align those results with the Lagna to get a holistic prediction. So to summarize, sun sign pretty much reveals our outer personality, our self-esteem, which is used more in Western astrology. The moon sign reveals our inner mind, our thought patterns, our emotional feelings, and they are mostly used in Vedic astrology. So for transit predictions like Saturn return, Jupiter blessings, Rahu Ketu shifts, always give priority to your moon sign. If you don't know your moon sign, just comment below with your birth details and I'll help. Like this video if you learn something new, share it with someone who only follows the sun sign astrology. So this is Pari signing off. Until next time, stay tuned. Thank you.